It's story time. This is how I went from living from paycheck to paycheck to signing paychecks. Now, in order for me to go from living from paycheck to paycheck I first had to get out of debt. In order for me to get out of debt, I had to create a financial snapshot or budget to see where I was in order to see where I wanted to go. Now, before I became a financial life coach, author, speaker, and real estate investor, I was drowning in student loan debt, credit card debt, car loan debt, struggling to pay my bills. And at one point, I was facing a foreclosure. I got to a point in my life where I was sick and tired of being sick and tired and thinking, this cannot be life. I got a good job. I'm making good money. Why can't I get ahead? Well, all it took was one life event, a divorce, that pretty much turned my whole financial life upside down. I realized after the divorce that I did not make my financial future a priority only because it never crossed my mind that I could be debt free. Once I came into the realization that, wait a minute, it's possible mindset that I can become debt free, that was a game changer. Before getting out of debt, my idea of a budget was pretty much running my financials through my head. It was never written on paper. It was never consistently done. But once I unlocked the beauty of a budget, the budget holds the blueprint to your financial future. Let me tell you why. In order for you to go from paycheck to signing paychecks, you have to know what your freedom number is. And in order to know what your freedom number is, you need to be aware of what your income is, how much money you're making, and how much it costs for you to live, what your living expenses is. Because ultimately, once you eliminate debt and have an emergency fund saved, you will have the ability to say, how much money do I need to make in order to replace my income? It took me working 2 jobs for 3 years, almost 60 hours a week, 60 to 70 hours a week to pay off $33,000 worth of debt. Once I paid off my debt, I then created a plan to save 3 to 6 months of my living expenses. That process took me out of living paycheck to paycheck, because now the money I was paying somebody else in debt, I was now paying that money to myself, and that was then creating residual. I then went to leveraging the power of credit. Side note, that is something that here in America that we have a tendency to take for granted. I've been to other countries and they don't have the ability to use credit, to use other people's money to leverage purchasing a house, purchasing a car, using money to get a business. So once I tapped into the credit game, that was a game changer. Essentially using other people's money to make money. I restored my credit and I then started my own online business using other people's money. I always refer it to as buying the chicken. Most time when we exchange our time, which is our most valuable asset, for money, we then take that money that was exchanged for our time and we go buy super shit. We don't buy things that bring value back into our life. So when you start thinking about purchases and when you're making purchases and thinking like, oh, how much time did this cost me? Now, how much money did it cost you? How much time did this cost you? And that's going to unlock something in your brain and maybe cause you to pause. But let me tell you the power of understanding your finances and buying the chicken. So you buy the chicken, that asset, that thing, right? Because most times we're buying liabilities, but you buy the chicken You use other people's money to buy the chicken, aka my business, to start my business. That chicken is gonna start producing eggs. And them eggs is I'm gonna be selling those eggs, The chicken and the eggs is going to pay off the debt I used to buy the chicken. But I still have the chicken and I still have the eggs. So even when the chicken is paid off, I am still making money. I'm still have eggs coming in that I can now, if I want, buy the liability, buy the luxury, buy the things that, that brings me joy in life. May not necessarily bring value in life, but it brings me joy in life. But the beauty is I still have the chicken producing eggs. Last but not least, I develop a strategy of creating multiple streams of income. So if one particular income stream is not working, I'm not back living paycheck to paycheck. And let me tell you something. Most time when we think about multiple streams of income, we thinking that, oh, every stream has to be this six-figure stream or this bringing in a whole lot of money. But the reality is, let's go back to the budget. Let's go back to what our freedom number is. If we can create streams of income, multiple streams of income that can add up or even go to the overflow of what we need to survive, what we need to live our daily life in comfort, that will prevent us from living paycheck to paycheck, having multiple streams of income. And this can be in the form of digital materials, digital content. I have an online business. I invest in real estate. I have a book. I have at least 5 to 6 streams of income. So I don't have to worry about exchanging my time for money. Working is an option and living is a priority.